This is my week 42 and 43 compounded Tirzepatide journey update, and I've got a lot to cover. Today I'm going to be sharing my weigh-in results for the last couple of weeks, and I'm also going to talk about one of the side effects that I've been experiencing since upping my dose a couple of weeks ago. So you're going to want to stick around for that. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Pamela and I am on a weight loss journey using lifestyle modification and a little help from some compounded Tirzepatide. Today I'm talking about the last couple of weeks, and guys, I need to apologize. I am so behind on everything, and I know I keep saying I'm getting back on track, and I'm really trying, but it has been a struggle. But let's just jump right into the results, because I know that's what most of you are here for. And if you want to stick around for the conversation, then hey, I'm happy to have you. And I haven't said this in a while, but just as a friendly reminder, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. All right, so let's get right into this weigh-in, and I'm gonna apologize right now if y'all hear a lot of background noise. I'll try to edit that out with some noise cancellation, but just in case, my daughter just got home, we got the vacuum going, there's just a lot going on, so I apologize in advance. But let's go right over my results, and then we're going to talk a little bit about my symptoms that I've experienced over the last 2 weeks. So when I weighed in on September 12th, which was the end of week 41, editing Pamela here, I just realized that I completely forgot to log one of my injections back in July. I was wondering why my numbers weren't looking right, and I'm thinking I'm a week ahead of what my Shotsy app is telling me. So I went back through the app. I realized that one of the Fridays in July did not have a little dot on it indicating that I had given my injection. So Shotsy was telling me that I was a week behind where I'm at. So just know that when I say week 41, I really mean week 42. When I say week 42, I really mean week 43. And when I say week 43, I really mean week 44. I am so sorry for the confusion, but y'all know life be lifing, and I really did not want to have to go back to re-record this part of the video. So hopefully that clears up any confusion, and I really appreciate your understanding. I was 150.9 pounds. When I weighed in last Friday, September 19th, I was 150.8 pounds. So that was down 0.1 pounds. And this was when I had increased to the 6.97, I believe. Yeah, 6.97 milligrams. So this was my first full week on the 6.97 milligrams. The following week, for week 43, I stayed at the 6.97 milligrams. I was still hearing the food noise, but I figured let me give it another week. And at the end of that week, which was this Friday, September 26th, I weighed in at 151.9 pounds. So that was an increase of 1.1 pounds. Some of the side effects that I've experienced over the last couple of weeks. The first one was the nausea, and I do want to give a shout out to Kim J, Sweet Healthy Life, for recommending the ginger chews, which I knew this, I've heard it a million times before, but when it's something that you don't really experience, a lot of times we'll forget about those things. So I really hadn't had to deal with nausea. If I did, it was very mild and very minimal, so there wasn't really the need to do anything about it. So to be honest, I had not thought about the ginger chews, even though I knew that was an option. So I did pick up some ginger chews, and I've been chewing on those when I feel the nausea come on, and probably overdoing it because they're really good. And I didn't expect them to be so good because I'm not a huge fan of ginger, but I got the mango ginger chews, and yeah, I need to hide them from myself because once I grab one, it's like, oh, let me get another one and then another one and another one, which may have contributed to the weight increase over the last week. But yeah, so I'm gonna ease up on the ginger chews. But thank you, Kim J, for reminding me about those. And as far as the nausea goes, I don't really feel like it was related to any specific foods that I was eating. Normally when I noticed it, it was when my stomach was empty. And so for my ladies who have experienced morning sickness, that's kind of the feeling when you don't really have an appetite for something, but you haven't eaten anything and your stomach is empty and you start to feel that nauseous feeling. It's almost like you just got to put something on your stomach, but that's kind of how I was feeling throughout the day. So I would try to eat something, but I really didn't have an appetite for anything. But the ginger chews did help. So that I really haven't had as much this week, thankfully. The other thing was the headache, and shout out to Dorn37 for suggesting that I drink 16 ounces of water before I give my injection, which I have been doing. And then I've also been drinking my element packets. I've had at least one a day, and I feel like the hydration is helping. So the headaches haven't been as bad. I have still had some, again, probably work related because work has been pretty stressful as usual. So we're not even going to get into all of that. But the headaches have not been as bad. I have not had, normally when I have a headache, I'll take some BC powder, and I haven't had to take that over the last week. So I feel like that's getting better. Now, the other side effect that I've been experiencing is allodynia. And if you're not familiar with allodynia, it is, I got my notes here. It is pain from a stimulus that doesn't normally cause pain, like the touch of clothing or a light breeze. So, from my personal experience, what I've had is that the chair that I sit at for work, I noticed on Tuesday after my injection, not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before, about mid morning, I noticed the chair was irritating the back of my leg. And I do have somewhat sensitive skin at times. It's not always sensitive, but there are times where certain materials will irritate my skin. For instance, this chair that I'm sitting in now used to be my work chair, and I had to switch because the material on this chair is very scratchy, so it would irritate the back of my legs. The chair that I have now that's behind me, the material is a lot softer, so there was no reason for that material to be irritating my leg. So I knew that it was something other than just the chair. And I know I have experienced that before, one time when I gave my injection in my thigh. So I knew exactly what it was when I started feeling it. And it kind of feels like a sunburn, but it's only in that one spot for me on the back of my right leg. It's not on the back of my left leg. And so what I've been doing is I have been wearing my leggings instead of shorts, because that way it's covering my legs so that the material, although the material of my leggings is touching, that material is very smooth inside, so it doesn't give me that irritation. And then I also have some lidocaine that it's like a roll-on that I roll on the back of my leg, and that has helped tremendously. Now, once again, I have it down in the description of every video, but I just want to put this disclaimer out there for those that don't read the descriptions. I am not a doctor. I am not a healthcare provider. None of this is medical advice. This is just my personal experience. If you are experiencing any symptoms or have questions about your medication, your dosage, anything like that, I would highly recommend talking to your healthcare provider. If you're looking to get on compounded tirzepatide, me personally, I use Lavender Sky Health. They have been amazing, so I would highly recommend them. But talk to your healthcare provider for any medical advice. So back to the Allodynia. The connection between GLP-1s and Allodynia is still being researched. They're not really sure why allodynia can result from taking a GLP-1. So they're still looking into it, but it is gaining a lot of attention from medical professionals. There is a study that was published in the American Journal of Health System Pharmacy that linked GLP-1s to allodynia in some patients, particularly at higher doses. Now, the first time I experienced it was when I went up to the 5 milligrams, I believe. Um, or it might have, it was somewhere around the 5 milligram mark that I experienced it. So it's not that it can only happen on higher doses, it can happen at lower doses as well. And it's not fully understood why it happens, but GLP-1s do interact with the nervous system that could cause change in pain perception. So it is a rare side effect, but just to let everybody know that it is a possibility. So if you're experiencing some weird skin pain sensations, just know that that is probably related to your GLP-1, and there are some things that you can do for it. So the first important step is to always talk to your doctor or healthcare provider, as I suggested, and they may suggest switching your dosage, or they may give other options for remedying. Lidocaine has helped me. Also, cold compresses have helped as well. So the important thing is to identify what is triggering it. So for me, I identified that it was my chair, and so now I'm not sitting on the chair in shorts because the material on the chair is what is causing the pain. So if you notice what is triggering it, you can try to eliminate those factors. Opt for loose fitting clothes, soft clothing, fabrics that are soft and silky against the skin. Those usually will help. And then your over-counter options, topical lidocaine, which is what I'm using, can help to numb that area. Or there are maybe other over-the-counter options. I just used lidocaine because I already had it, because I use it for my knee pain when I have it, which, speaking of, I have not had knee pain in quite a while, so thankful for that. And then also sometimes my sacroiliac joint bothers me, which that hasn't happened in a while either, but that's what I had the lidocaine for. If it's more persistent or really bad, there are some prescription medications that your doctor can give you. I have a prescription of gabapentin, but I haven't felt the need to use that for this pain. Those are some of the other options. So that is basically what has been going on with me the last couple of weeks. Work has really been draining, and that's part of the reason why I'm getting behind again on getting my videos out, because after I get off work, I just don't even want to do anything. Friday when I logged out, I ate dinner and fed the dogs, and then I laid on the couch and I fell asleep watching TV. And by the time I woke up, it was 8 p.m. or after 8 p.m. So it's just been kind of crazy. And then around here, my grandson's been here a lot, which causes a lot of noise around the house. So it makes it harder for me to film, but I've got to get this out. So again, I apologize for any background noise, but hey, we have to work around life, right? So I'm going to get this video edited and get it published, and then I will see you guys back here next week with my week 44 update. Again, if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. And don't forget to hit the like on this video. That'll really help push this out to more people who are interested in GLP-1s. And I will see you next week. Until then, stay blessed.